Oh God.
Now, do we really want to give all our personal details to a bunch of pornographers? The answer is very unlikely. Now, this isn't if you're wanting to access a porn site. The idea of this would be that they would have the contract to effectively provide age verification services throughout the internet for the UK users. So even if you're actually just wanting to go somewhere where you want to get adult content that's adult, not because it's pornography, but because it's restricted to adults for some other reasons. And there are many different reasons to restrict things for adults. Not all 18 films are pornographic. Some of them just have distressing and disturbing scenes on it and things like that. But the point about this is it's worse than that. It's not just accessing adult content, it's accessing children's content, because the age verification goes the other way as well. So suppose you're running a site specifically for children. You're then expected to make sure that all the people on that site are children. So you want kind of age verification in the negative way. That is, check that someone is under 18. And if you are identifying yourself as a child by providing information that shows that you are a child, that also paints a target on your back for all the bad guys who might want to target children. And it's a reason that actually this is seriously a bad move and seriously dangerous. It will actually provide tools that child abusers, scammers, and so on can use. And it's something that we should be very concerned about. And all the evidence suggests also that age verification mostly doesn't really work. So there are many methods they're thinking about for age verification. One is the method we talked about for actually providing specific ID information. But people recognize that there are risks involved in that. And you don't really want to give out your passport or your driver's license, because if they are somehow accessed either through hacking or leaking or something like that, they can then be used by people to doing ID frauds of various kinds, and that you can then appear to be accessing all kinds of stuff that you don't actually access because they're using your ID information to do that. But it's a much more serious thing than that, because they're thinking, well, okay, we may not need to use ID data like that. Maybe we can work out just by looking at people. So suppose you look at me.
Yeah.
Do I look like I'm under 18? I don't. I've got, like I said, a grey beard. I've got wrinkles. I'm clearly an adult. How are they actually going to determine that? Are they going to have a person sitting there saying, okay, yeah, that's a guy, like in shops where they say visibly over 25 if you're trying to buy alcohol? This is one of the methods. No, of course they won't do that. They can't do any of this by human means, because the scale is too different. There are too many people trying to do it. So I'd be interested to hear what your guest talking about AI was saying about this, because actually this is what they're mainly planning to do, that is to use AI to check whether people are over a certain age. So what are they going to do? Well, facial recognition software to try to assess your age. Now, everyone's played with those kinds of the little apps on mobile phones where you can say, how old is this person? And everybody laughs when you're actually 42 and it comes out saying you're 60, or you're actually 23 and it comes out saying you're 12. And that's funny when you're doing it just for those reasons. It's not so funny when you're doing it for reality. And if you are someone who is of a kind of an age where you might look as though you were below a certain threshold, then it's particularly sensitive. But that's only a tiny part of it. in order for this to work, they're going to have to gather all the data about it. So they're getting my face, they're wanting to get my facial recognition data from me, and they will not only use it for this purpose, they'll use it to train the AI more, and it'll potentially spread to all kinds of other things. The point is that this sort of verification method, and there are others which I'll talk briefly about, all require huge amounts of data to be gathered. They all involve a massive invasion of privacy, and they're all extremely unreliable.